We are in the season of Lent. Lent is a good time to practice being focused on God and Jesus' teaching. We're going to practice today, just like when you are at school or sports practice or dance class. Focus your mind on the following information and try to block out all distractions. See if you can answer the questions at the end about what we share. If you can, give yourself a proud pat on the back or a small reward. It will show you've done a good job of practicing to be focused. Okay, ready? Let's begin. Today marks the third Sunday in the season of Lent. Lent begins on Ash Wednesday, which is 40 days before Easter, excluding Sundays. The day before Ash Wednesday is known as Shrove Tuesday or Fat Tuesday. This is a day in which Christians of the past needed to use up all their eggs, milk, and butter because they would be fasting from meat and products made from animals. So they made pancakes to eat. Sounds like a delicious idea. This has become a celebration of sorts to feast before fasting. Fasting is when you go without eating or give up a favorite food. Christians do this in imitation of Jesus when he fasted in the wilderness for 40 days. Lent is a time of self-reflection and self-denial in preparation for the celebration of Christ's death and resurrection during Holy Week. Before Jesus began his earthly ministry, he spent 40 days in the wilderness. The hope is that we reflect on our lives and limit our eating of favorite foods so that we might better identify with the sacrifices Christ made for us. We don't know much about the time Jesus was in the wilderness, other than the fact that he fasted and prayed and was tempted by the devil. So in the same way, we ought to spend time fasting and praying and overcoming temptations in preparation for our ministry in bringing the good news of the risen Christ to the world. Jesus gave up so much to restore our relationship to God. Can we be as committed and dedicated and give up something we like in honor of Jesus? Okay, now let's try answering some questions about the information we just heard. No pressure, but there are only 3 people in church, so we'll see if they can answer the questions without peeking. How long does Lent last?
40 days.
Good job, 40 days. When does it begin? Ash Wednesday. What is Fat Tuesday? Or Shrove Tuesday?
Day before Ash Wednesday.
The day before Ash Wednesday when we get to do what? Eat. Eat, and feast. It is the day before Ash Wednesday, and Christians tend to feast before they fast, just to give themselves a little head start. What does Lent remind us of?
That Jesus went up for 40 days and fasted.
Yes, Jesus was in the wilderness for 40 days, fasting and being with God. What is the purpose of Lent for us? Why do we celebrate Lent? Besides to remember Jesus, what's in it for us? Yes, to prepare ourselves, to renew our spirits, to grow our relationship with God. What day of the week does not count in the 40 days of Lent? Sundays. That's the one day I try to give myself for dessert. When does Lent end? Easter. That's when I'm planning on a really nice chocolate bunny. That's the reward, the light at the end of the tunnel. How did you do? If you haven't given thought to giving up something for Lent, it's not too late. Consider something you might crave that draws your attention away from God. Maybe it's video games, TV, or a phone. Maybe it's sweet treats or snack foods. Some people also choose to add something to their life during Lent instead of giving up something. You might try saying kind words to others, offering to help someone, or being more thankful. Whatever you may choose, I hope you find yourself considering Jesus' loving sacrifice for us and the love of God that is a gift each and every day. Let us close in prayer. God, help us to reflect on what we might do or not do that will bring us closer to you and your plan for us. Help us to be more like Jesus in our commitment to living as you desire. Thank you for your son Jesus and his amazingly selfless act of giving up his life for us. Amen.